Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a concept that's as old as time itself, yet it's something we grapple with every single day. It's the universal law of cause and effect. You've probably heard it in many forms. What goes around, comes around. You reap what you sow. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. But what does this really mean for our lives, our happiness, and our success? Let's explore it together. At its core, the law of cause and effect is incredibly simple. Every single thing that happens, the effect, is a result of something that preceded it, the cause. A seed is planted, the cause, and a flower grows, the effect. You study hard, the cause, and you pass your exam, the effect. It's a fundamental principle of the universe that governs everything from the orbits of planets to the choices we make every single day. It's not magic, it's not mysticism. It's a logical, predictable framework for how reality operates. Now, it's easy to see this in the physical world. If I drop a ball, gravity is the cause, and the ball falling is the effect. No one disputes this. But where it gets a little more complex, and a lot more interesting, is when we apply this law to our own lives, our feelings, and our actions. This is where we move from being passive observers of the universe to active creators of our own reality. Think about your thoughts for a moment. It's a little seed of energy you plant in your mind. If you consistently plant seeds of negativity, doubt, and fear, what do you think will grow? You'll likely experience effects like anxiety, low self-esteem, and a lack of motivation. Your reality will start to mirror those thoughts. You'll see problems everywhere you look. You'll doubt your own abilities, and you'll be hesitant to take risks. Your negative thoughts have caused a negative reality to manifest. On the other hand, what happens if you consciously choose to plant seeds of positivity, gratitude, and confidence? If you focus on what you're thankful for, believe in your potential, and look for solutions instead of problems, the effects will be dramatically different. You'll start to feel more optimistic, more energized, and more resilient. You'll notice opportunities you might have missed before. Your positive thoughts cause a positive reality. It's a powerful feedback loop. You are the farmer of your own mind. But it doesn't stop with thoughts. Our actions are perhaps the most potent causes we can set in motion. Every action, no matter how small, sends a ripple out into the world. Being kind to a stranger, for example, that's a cause. The effect might be that you brighten their day. But the ripple doesn't stop there. Maybe that person, feeling a little better, is then patient with a coworker. That coworker in turn goes home and has a more pleasant evening with their family. Your one small act of kindness has created a chain reaction of positive effects. The same is true for negative actions. A harsh word, a dishonest act, or a moment of selfishness also creates ripples. These ripples eventually find their way back to us. Maybe not immediately and maybe not in the way we expect, but the energy we put out into the world has a tendency to return. This isn't about punishment or cosmic justice. It's simply the logical conclusion of the law of cause and effect. If you consistently throw boomerangs of negativity, you shouldn't be surprised when they come flying back at you. This is where the idea of personal responsibility becomes so incredibly important. Understanding the law of cause and effect means we can no longer see ourselves as victims of circumstance. We are not just leaves being blown about by the winds of fate. We are the ones setting the causes in motion. If you don't like the effects you're currently experiencing in your life, whether in your career, your relationships, or your health, the first step is to look at the causes you've been creating. Are you unhappy with your job? What are the causes? Have you been passively waiting for a promotion? Or have you been actively seeking new skills, networking, and adding value? Are your relationships strained? What are the causes? Have you been communicating openly, listening with empathy, and investing time and energy? Or have you been distant and critical? The effects we see in our lives are a direct report card of the causes we have been generating. This realization can be both daunting and incredibly empowering. It's daunting because it means we have to take ownership of our failures and shortcomings. We can't blame the world, our boss, or our luck anymore. The responsibility rests with us. But it's also incredibly empowering because it means we have the power to change our lives. If you don't like the effects, you can change the causes, starting right now. So, how do we do this? How do we become conscious creators of the effects we desire? The first step is awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, words, and actions throughout the day. Ask yourself, is this thought, this word, this action, a cause that will lead to an effect I want? Is this email I'm about to send going to create harmony or conflict? Is this thought I'm dwelling on building me up or tearing me down? This self-awareness is the steering wheel. Without it, you're just on autopilot, repeating old patterns and getting the same old results. The second step is intention. Once you're aware, you can be intentional. Set clear intentions for the kind of effects you want to create. Do you want to be healthier? Then your intention should guide your causes. You'll choose to eat nutritious food, to exercise, to get enough sleep. These are the causes that lead to the effect of good health. Do you want more meaningful friendships? Then your intention will be to be a better friend. You'll make the cause of reaching out, of listening, of being supportive. This is about moving from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. Instead of just reacting to the effects that life throws at you, you start proactively creating the causes that will lead to the life you want to live. It's the difference between being a thermometer, which simply reflects the temperature of its environment, and being a thermostat, which sets the temperature. You have the power to set the temperature of your own life. Let's be clear, this doesn't mean life will be perfect. The universe is complex. There are countless causes and effects happening all the time, and we don't control all of them. You can be the safest driver in the world and still be affected by someone else's reckless actions. We can't control everything, but we can always control our response. And our response is itself a powerful cause. When faced with a negative event you didn't cause, you still have a choice. You can respond with anger, bitterness, and despair. These are causes that will likely lead to more suffering. Or you can respond with resilience, grace, and a determination to learn and grow. These are causes that will lead to strength and wisdom. Even when we can't control the initial effect, we always control the next cause. Our power lies in our response. So, I want to leave you with a practical challenge. For the next week, try to live with a conscious awareness of cause and effect. Before you speak, think about the effect your words will have. Before you act, consider the ripple you're about to create. At the end of each day, reflect on the effects you experienced and trace them back to their causes. What went well? What causes created that success? What didn't go so well? What causes led to that outcome? This isn't about judging yourself. It's about learning. It's about becoming a scientist in the laboratory of your own life, observing, experimenting, and refining your approach. By understanding and applying the law of cause and effect, you unlock the ability to systematically and intentionally build a life of purpose, happiness, and fulfillment. You are the cause. Your life is the effect. Get a masterpiece. Thank you so much for watching today. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on living a more conscious and empowered life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How have you seen the law of cause and effect play out in your own life? Till next time, take care.